Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I wouldn't waste your time by introducing to you Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, and we'll straight away go into the politics. Azad Sahab, it's been 2 months since your party came into existence. How has the response been so far, and सबसे अच्छा response कहाँ से मिला आपको?
No, but I would like to say this is the going is very good across the state and across the regions and across sub-regions, and because it is going to according to my scheme of things, because all along my life, right from student life and till date, I have never believed in communalism or regionalism or casteism.
Right.
I have always been of the opinion that all the religions and all castes and all regions are our regions.
Right.
We belong to every region, and every region and every religion belongs to us. Particularly India. The composition of India is as such that we have to live together, we have to work together, we have to depend on other. We cannot work and live in isolation. So, and the God has made us like that. So I think the support which I'm getting from the state is across the region and religion, from all sections of the society. That's very heartening. Unfortunately, at the moment, the country is divided into region and religion and caste. So all along I have tried in my life to bridge the gap, to break these artificial walls of hatred against each other on the basis of communalism, casteism and regionalism. And I'm very delighted that people still want that type of a society where we can live in harmony and we can live in peace together. I have come to the conclusion that it is unfortunately the political parties which divide the people. Otherwise, people in general across the country, they want to be united. They want to be friendly. They want to be together. They love each other. But this vote politics, unfortunately, has finished us. And in Jammu Kashmir, I am getting support from everybody, every section.
Even in Kashmir, there's a lot.
The same. But I sometimes think there is a competition between Jammu and Kashmir, which region comes forward and which section of the society will come forward to join my party. So I am not able to reach out to those people. I would blame the people of my state that they are not cooperating. It's maybe shortcoming on my part to reach out to the people. Insofar as they are concerned, they are trying to reach me out.
Azad Sahab, in future, at some point there will be elections. Can you say this, that you won't ally with BJP in particular? I ask this because there are a lot of allegations have been thrown on you. You are aware of that. That's why.
Well, there are political parties in my state who have been one time or the other time associated with BJP. Some directly have been part of the government and some indirectly. So they see in me that this is an independent person. So independent person may get more support. So unless you spoil his image. So those political parties who see in me as their competitor, they try to spoil my image. But there's no question of being associated with BJP. I have no truck with BJP. I am not like any other political party which has been constituted because of BJP or at the behest of BJP. I am an independent person. Those who know me right from my childhood, I have been independent thinking even within my own party. Had I not been a person of thinking of independence, I would not have left that party, huge party, with a great history. So there is no question of my having any truck with BJP. Yes, I am very friendly with every political party. As leader of opposition, Prime Minister, and rightly so, spoke some good words about me. But unfortunately, people of the country, and particularly those who are interested, are only highlighting what Prime Minister spoke about me when I retired from the parliament. There are other 24 leaders of 24 political parties. I think they spoke even much stronger terms about me. But nobody is saying that. Does that mean that I am joining CPI, CPM, NCP, Samajwadi Party, BSP, and so many DMK, AIDMK? Because all political parties, whether they were BJP ally or Congress ally or neutral parties, there was almost for 4 hours the leaders of other political parties spoke about me. But then why are they highlighting only what Prime Minister spoke? There are so many, 24 parties who have spoke for me. If you take the Google and take the recording of, it may not be available on Google, but if you take the proceedings of the parliament and take the speeches of 24 leaders of 24 political parties, you will feel as if there's a competition between each leader to speak much good words about me. But that doesn't mean I belong to 24 political parties. That depends on the traditions of the parliament, and that also depends on, to some extent, on the conduct and behavior of the retiring person, that how he was behaving and how he or she was conducting himself with other political parties, not only with the ally parties, but also opposition parties. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that, being parliamentarian for 40 years and being leader of opposition for 7 years. Everybody, each political party, even my political party is inimical to me or my party or my thinking or my ideology, also had lots of good words to speak about me.
Azad sir, during the elections, I've already spoken to different political parties. Some say that they talk about Article 370. They say it's an important issue. Most of them say it will be the main issue in the elections, whether they are for or against it. What do you think, how important the issue of Article 370 will be for the elections?
Well, Article 370 is very important, and I am of the opinion those who say that it was bad, it was not bad. Anything which has been part of the Indian Constitution for 70 years, how can it be bad? The Constitution has been drafted by the icons of India, the great freedom fighters of India, under the chairmanship of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. If we praise Ambedkar Saheb for presiding over the Constitution Committee, how can we say that this particular article was anti-India? That this is a great question mark against the entire Constitution Assembly. And how it was good for 70 years and now it was not good. So I totally disagree with them. And it was never against Indian interests. It was never against the Jammu people. I belong to Jammu. No. Can anybody tell me how it has hurt the the people of Jammu or people of a particular community? In no way. Because if there were some good things that were for the entire state, including the Ladakh, it was not for a particular caste or for a particular religion or for a particular community. Now I think the people are feeling. The people in Jammu, they may not say publicly, but those who were raising slogans for so many decades that Article 370 should be abrogated. Now, having been abrogated, they see the pinch. They feel the pinch. but they cannot say openly because having said for decades together it should be abrogated. I think it had some good things in it. But having said that, there are only two ways to get it back. One is Parliament route and another is Supreme Court route. The Parliament route is not available at the moment with those political parties who are pro Article 370 because they don't have the majority in the floor of the House. So I don't know when that majority will be mustered by those political parties who are in favor of this. And at the moment, at least 2024, it's not possible. I don't know what will happen in 2024. But at the moment it is not. And it is the Parliament. The Jammu Kashmir has no role in it. Suppose even Jammu Kashmir Assembly will pass it, unless it has 2/3 majority. The Jammu Kashmir Assembly can pass it, but it must also have 2/3 majority. And that is possible only if the BJP doesn't get even one seat. So what we have to see, is that possible? So even when Jammu Kashmir Assembly brings for the moment, then still it will go to the Parliament. The Parliament being the BJP having the majority. So what I mean to say that ultimately it is the Parliament one should have the majority. The second route, minus Parliament and minus Assembly, is the Supreme Court. But it is lying before the Supreme Court for the last 3.5 years. Is only when I made some hue and cry here that Supreme Court is not hearing it. They made one hearing. But is one hearing enough for such an important issue, which even if hearing is on day-to-day basis, still it will take from few months and years. But if the Supreme Court hears it once in 3.5 years, then you can calculate how many decades it will take. So I think instead of promising the people any political party, and which is just a futile exercise and misleading too, we should request and represent to Supreme Court that there should be a day-to-day hearing, and this matter should be solved the earliest the possible. That is the only way. Because appealing to the public or Parliament, that's not going to swell our number. The only Supreme Court be approached and appeal to have hearing. And that again is up to the Supreme Court, whether Supreme Court will listen or oblige the political parties, those who are in favor of Article 370.
Do you think it can come back at some point of time?
Well, I said these are the two routes. And whichever route is first available, it is possible. It's not something which is never possible. The possible is Parliament majority, and the possibility is the Supreme Court taking a favorable decision.
And one more thing, you've been in Congress for a very long time. There's this Bharat Jodo Yatra led by Mr. Rahul Gandhi that is going on, which many say is kind of revival for the party and revival of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. What do you think about that?
Well, I can't say. It will depend on the states which he has visited. If there is a revival in those states, then you can say definitely there's a revival of the party and impact of the leadership, particularly in those states where he has gone. That is Kerala, that is Tamil Nadu, that is there's Karnataka, which is going for elections, and with this Telangana. No, the major time, 90% time he has spent in those southern states. That is Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Telangana, and Kerala, and Maharashtra. These are the states, and now he's in Gujarat.
Right.
Now, let us in 6 months, the elections are going in Telangana also, and elections are going now
Right.
in Gujarat, and elections are going in Karnataka also.
Right.
Let us see the impact. If impact is good, good.
Right. I ask you this because you know Congress in and out. Do you think there's still a possibility for a pan-India revival of the party?
But I have said in the beginning, when he started this yatra, I'm not against the yatra,
Right.
but I had said that before starting the yatra, the first should have been Congress Jodo.
Okay.
Because our own house should be their own house. Not I won't say now our, I am no more part of it. I had said that point of time, I had said our house should be first in order.
Right.
If our own house is not order,
Right.
how can you muster the support of other people who are not with you?
Right.
First, you should be united.
Right.
Huh? The infighting going across the country. You see what's Rajasthan, where our own party, where government is there. As you see in Kerala.
Right.
You see, you pick up a state,
Right.
whether government state or non-government state, there's a fight.
Right.
So first step should have been the Congress Jodo.
Right.
And this should have been followed, but that has not happened.
Okay. So you are saying first Congress Jodo and then Bharat Jodo?
That should have been, yes.
Okay.
But that didn't happen.
Right. Right.
The priority was Bharat Jodo, not the Congress Jodo.
Right. Right.
And if the house is getting divided, why should any other else come to your house?
Right. Right. Azad sir, talking again about your party, Election Commission has raised some objections regarding the name. Any possible names?
Yeah, some people are exploiting the situation but not knowing
Right.
that Election Commission have changed the norms from this year.
Right.
It's not the same old norms.
Right.
For filing the nomination
Right.
has been made very difficult.
Right.
For issuing the name has been very difficult because there has been a mushroom of political parties, and they wanted only serious political parties to come up. And I agree and totally support Election Commission. I wish this should have been done 30 years back, so that there would have been only serious political parties in the field, be regional or national. There are so many non-serious political parties, and which is becoming a heavy burden on the government of India and also on the election and election conducting agencies across the country and across the state. So it is good that their number has to be brought down and only take the serious political parties into consideration and give the registration. So the registration, as a result of which the non-serious or smaller political parties which had hardly any existence in the state, both numerically or vote-wise. There are two ways of measuring number one percentage of votes you get and number of the seats you get. Right. So some political parties were hardly getting any percentage of votes or seats, but yet they were registered, which is why the Election Commission have deregistered or de-recognized about 1,500 political parties this year. And for new registration, they have made it little difficult. And unfortunately, I have chipped in a very difficult period when I have to file paper and get it my party registered according to new norms and difficult norms. So there will be some initial hiccups. Right. So 2 times we gave the names, and those names were ultimately not considered because such names were in different parts of the country. So now Election Commission rejects your name if this particular same name or similar name is of any regional political party in any part of the country or in any part of the island of our country. Right. So one has to be very cautious. Right. So now Election Commission has given us the third name, and that third name we have just given to the media. Okay. And we have to wait for 1 month, and then if no objection is there, the Election Commission will give us the recognition. Right. So it is not for me. Right. It is not. I am not changing it. The Election Commission has to see that there shouldn't be a parallel name and there should not be an objection from any political parties that I have the same name.
Right.
So people should understand.
Right.
And people should understand also that I have come a time and I chipped in as a getting recognition of for my party when according to new norms and according to new norms are very difficult to get your political party registered.
Could you tell us the new name once? Could you tell us the new name of the
No,
party?
I don't want to give it publicity now
Okay.
because I have to wait for 1 month.
Right.
I don't know whether after 1 month any political party will come forward and tell me, okay, this is my name, and election commission comes, oh no, this is not your name.
Right.
I will give you the fourth name.
Right.
So I have to go in tune with the new norms.
Right.
Norms. So where is not left to me, it is left to the election commission and to their findings, whether there is no other name of this and the other party of the same name.
My last question, Azad Sahab, that going ahead in future, what are the plans of your party, keeping in mind that elections are due in the state?
No, I think the election should be held in next 6 months. The sooner the winter is over, because now we have lost this summer, and now we are in the midst of the winter. Almost 2/3 part of our state, the entire Kashmir, the entire except Jammu district and 9 districts of Jammu have snowfall on the hills and hilly areas, and even the cold. This cold and its atmosphere, December, January is out of question. So I think this summer is the best time for the election commission to go for election, and we shouldn't wait. We have already waited for almost 5 to 6 years. Election should have been held immediately after the dissolution of the assembly within 6 months, but that hasn't happened. And the people are suffering across the state, both in cities, and the rural area is suffering most in our country, in our state. So to mitigate the sufferings of the people, it is high time that we go for election and we have the elected representatives across the state. We have the legislatures and ministers in position and decision making body, and they are the elected representatives who know the pulse of the people. The bureaucracy can run the government for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months maximum, but they cannot run government for years together, because this is not job. The bureaucracy job is to run the office, to run the administration, to run the secretariat, not to go to the rural areas and to find out the problems which the public is being faced.
Any specific plans for your party going ahead in the state?
No. We are going. I mean, luckily my track record has been a doer. I have not been a sleeping chief minister. I have never been a sleeping union minister. I have been 24/7 chief minister, union minister, who would work in triple shift himself and make officers and workers also to work in triple shift. So I believe that, and minimum the double shift. I'm sure that there will be a revival. If given any chance, there will be a revival of double shift and triple shift, and that will provide an opportunity to every skilled or unskilled and every unemployed person to work. There will be jobs available to all sections of the society across the state, and my development doesn't take place in any region or any sub-region. It takes place across the state, irrespective of which region or which religion is it. The needy are being helped, irrespective of caste and religion. So that has been my way of working across the country since I have been in politics, and that will be my way of working in future also in any capacity.
Thank you so much, Azad sir, for speaking to us.